Hello, everyone, and welcome back to City Skylines, the 1 hour per day build here in the town of Lifstra. With me, your host and insane mayor, Zerberus. We are still working on recovery. I've got the mental milestone of 120,000 people for when I consider this to actually be fully recovered. But most of our zoning is starting to come in. We're basically waiting for this industry area then to start filling up again, and then we'll basically be more or less sorted. I think we can even start already adding our first office areas around here. Don't think that's going to cause us any grief. That can actually still be industry back there. Why did I even put my headset on, considering that I've got my speakers running? Kind of pointless. Commercial demand. And we do have some commercial that we haven't zoned yet, so... So we'll just plunk these in here. And you know what, we'll actually go with industry right up to here. Little kiosk in there, so whatever. Whatever the game decides to put in there. And we could also then start rezoning some of our leisure industry. Do it low density on the inside of this. And then more high density towards the outside. So hit all of that, and you know what? Can actually put more industry back in here. I mean, there really isn't anything to be said against putting industry like all the way up to here, except one, that pollution might jump over, and two, I actually kind of like the look of offices from the highway. I think it just looks much cleaner. And it also has some traffic advantages as well. So now we've got commercial coming in there. We do still have some more commercial zones available if we want to use them. This was originally still commercial. This was originally still commercial in here. And then we also still have this entire chunk over here. We got taxation super high or anything? No, it's at 12%. Budget's also just fine. Don't have any loans running. Just trying to figure out why we can't get people to stay, but we're constantly at a bit of a downslide. I can only assume it has something to do with the missing jobs. You know what, we'll put industry in there. We'll start putting some commercial in here.
At Sternberger, our
I have no idea what that was, but it was definitely wrong.
They are also composed of industrial plastics, polymers, and rubs. We also know it's what in the car that is more important than the car itself. And that's why it can also carry up to 300 kilograms of human, animal, or consumer
just on the outside.
The climate control device brings the air temperature to 22 degrees Celsius. It's our way of making our cars
And here, Market Street, we'll want
species.
low density
In fact,
around that.
It is a perfect vessel for transport from short to medium distances, and we believe that the price we are asking is a fair trade for the value transfer to the consumer. Sternberger, more than just an auto.
Don't you want money for
No, we
nothing?
basically
Yeah, you
just
do.
have to wait
What's
and
the
see
catch?
how it works
There
out.
is one. Anyone who wants it can have it. You just have to
Because as
ask
long
for
as
it.
these
Oh,
aren't
it's
going
really
up,
Sleepaway Camp is the perfect
we
place
can't
to
really
strike
do
a
anything
Are we? Well, we're the #1 dream makers
that
in the
will cause
region.
any
And
significant
you
effect.
are a motivated, driven, confident individual who has a desire to make it big. Run! Don't walk! Get your heart rate above 120. This is exciting. This offer is just for you because you deserve it. Come alone. So don't wait. The early bird catches the worm, and the worm is a bus at 143 Industrial
overall,
Way that leaves at dawn. So grab
looks
Destiny by
nice.
the horns. Go on.
When we
Grab
start
it.
coming
It's
out
yours
over
for the
here, I think
taking.
we're going to turn this into like a
Money for
low density residential area and maybe like a leisure resort out here or something like that.
Positive mindset is one of the most powerful tools we have to influence.
I do want to use as much of this
Even if
beach
things aren't going your way, focus on
as
the
we
bright
reasonably
side.
can.
Send good vibes into the universe, and the universe will send some right back at you. I know it can be tough on days when you're feeling down, but give it a shot.
And Watch It
and
Mod is also
experience.
telling us we don't have any major problems.
If you need a helping
High
hand to
school
get started,
availability could be better.
here's a track to set the mood.
Well, not really
As
too.
always,
Yeah, it's really just a number.
This
Just
is
pure numbers
the channel.
that we don't have enough high schools. Because we do actually have them like everywhere. Like for example, this road, they don't actually have a reasonable way to get to any high school, so we'll give them a little. That just starts right here and just goes right through there. That should work fine. In fact, what we'll do, we'll wait and see what kind of a building comes in there, if anything. We do need to move that. Well, we don't need to move it over, but we need to change it then to a non-treed path, unfortunately. Add some trees along it up here. Trees, not economy. We'll see what, if anything, ever comes back in there. 115, okay. For a second there, it's going up again. That doesn't necessarily mean that's going to stay that way. The commerce does seem to be coming over here, even if quite slowly. Probably also because the industry just hasn't moved over here yet. We'll just create some more jobs, or try to create some more jobs to give people more of a reason to move in. Obviously this chunk is also going to be industry. I mean, with that huge set of stacks in the middle. And the waste management facility, anything else is kind of pointless. Not enough workers. Is that an unemployment issue? No, 12% unemployment. We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. We are slowly but surely getting there. You know what? The idea being that we can maybe anarchy it in. Yeah, that's exactly what we'll do. Well, that'll even go in without anarchy? That's just even more awesome. So that's obviously not the way we want those to run, but that's what the Move It mod is for. Yeah, and then they diverge just a little bit to get on there. That's excellent. This one can actually come out a little bit further. This can be a little bit straighter. So, and then we'll take this one. And connect up to that one. Much better. And even though we don't need to, we'll now flare up to 4 off, 4 on. I say we don't need to because here that's actually semi-pointless because there's only 2 lanes that are actually going up in this direction. So, but now the question is, how hard is it going to be for us to get through that mountain? not anarchied in, right? No, those went in normally. Okay. Just making sure. So I'm thinking somewhere here-ish is about where we're going to want to come out of the mountain again. We'll straighten that out afterwards. Actually works just fine like that, yeah. So now there's actually a connection, a cross connection over that way. At this point in time, it won't have much to do, but I think if we're going to really put our farming over here, then yeah, we need to tunnel through this mountain. Oh, and that's actually, yeah, it's about the same height on both sides too, so excellent, excellent. 114,794, we're getting industry demand. At the same time, no workers. The only people we want stopping on this road are fire and police. So we'll just create offices in here. Problem solved. Same holds true for this one. And we originally had a large amount of offices out here as well. Put this back line back in at least. And just see how our demands keep rolling. Oh! Just noticed, I completely forgot to open up beer. Cheers! Very sorry about that, but sometimes when I do 2 episodes back to back on Twitch, that can happen. Why is that not zoned? That was a massive oversight. Anything else in here that's not zoned that we should know about? No, I don't think so. That's not zoned on purpose. Just like that. And that should never have been there, even though it looks nice back there. But because there's no traffic connection here, it's just an inevitable crime problem.
Last year, Horse Economy 3 smashed PC sales
Yeah, we're
records
starting to get some of our traffic back.
Now the hit Equine Economic Simulator has a new
We're
expansion.
still staying firmly above 80%, which is nice.
Real estate.
That means that if nothing else, some of our fixes actually made a difference.
Can you work your way from lowly horse to be the head of a major real estate empire? Can you spin your holdings into a billion-dollar conglomerate? Can you work your way under the fence and out of your pen and onto your life as a
You know what?
spreadsheets have never been.
I know what we're gonna do.
Pre-order now and get a free horse hat. Horse Economy 3 stable.
You can't go straight on this road.
Sell A.
You can't go straight on this road either.
No matter what stage of life you're in, we have the perfect noodles for you. From birthday noodles to wedding noodles
hopefully
Every occasion
help
has
clear
a
things
noodle
up a
like
little
yakisoba.
bit.
So experience something different. Yakisoba. It literally means fried noodles.
Back here it's getting a little bit bad again.
This is deep thought.
Oh, it's moving again. Okay, so
Deep focus channel.
there's apparently just a few guys without the mental capacity to turn. Nothing major. Yeah, that's working. This is now also working fine after the changes we made. Coming off is working great as well. Just out of curiosity, can we add... Will these fit inside a turbine? Well, if we anarchy them in, they will. And why not? Just a little bit of extra power, and it actually looks quite nice. It's not necessarily going to be a place with high wind, so they're probably not going to have much of an output, but yeah, we put them in more for looks than anything else. 3 megawatts, 5 megawatts, I think 8 is max. 3, yeah. So again, we didn't really put those in for power generation, but they still look nice. And since this is an industrial and commercial area, we can justify having those there because the noise pollution also isn't going to cause us any sort of issues. And there goes the Twitch chat. 1 second. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't. Okay. So 114,269. We're still not stabilizing. Unemployment is 9% at this point. So I think what we'll do, let's see if we can't blow up this commercial area. If that doesn't help us a little bit. Probably won't because a lot of this still isn't filling in already, but I'm hoping that soon we're gonna have more jobs than people, and that we'll then next episode, or possibly even this episode still, wind up having to build a new residential area. That's kind of the big hope that we have. Oh, not over there. Ah, it's a waste transfer facility, exactly. For a second there, I thought that was a public library. Because income isn't a problem. I mean, we're still... Yeah, I mean, we have like 2 million more than we started with, so... As far as money goes, that's not a problem. The problem is really just getting these people to stay. Seems to be some sort of an issue with that. And you know what? We're not going to make this commercial this time. We're actually going to make this into a tertiary industry area, basically. Because there's no real point in having this be commercial nestled in between the industry. That's Actually, kind of the opposite of having a point. And since it's going to be used for cross traffic anyway. We originally had commercial back in here. And I think this time we'll go for industry. And then offices up here. One square of commercial is still in there for some reason. Do they have a metro station over here? Yeah, they do. They have one right here, so they shouldn't have any problem getting people over there to work. And then next episode, then we can start building a farming industry like here in this general area, or maybe even spanning both sides of the highway. Yeah, we're getting our big heavy traffic flow back. That's something we can fix. Just right now. We can actually do that same fix in a few places. Here we already have it, and here I'm guessing we're also going to have our turning off lanes and merging lanes set up there as well. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure why it wasn't set up properly there or here. Not set up here either. Ay, ay, ay. No, but here it's set up again, so. Now it should work much better. We've got 20 million bucks. And if this number finally starts to... overall, it still seems to be going down. But we don't have like a super high death rate or anything, do we? Nah, 94 deaths per week, 174 births per week. I think the biggest issue is that we may not have enough childcare. When I look at that birth rate. That said, we have childcare here. Childcare should be a total non-issue, actually. Maybe add one more an old folks home like up in here, but that's really then the end. Important than we thought, yeah. Yeah, finally tore that out, thank you. So we've gotten rid of the problem with boats beaching. We've got one harbor set up for shellfish. Yeah, almost hurt. And we may still take this line and feed it to somewhere. We just currently have no idea where. What I think is interesting is that we're not even getting that much cross traffic yet, although that's in no small part because this just isn't built up yet. I get a feeling eventually that's going to look a little bit different. 113,000 people. Well, if nothing else, the loss of people is causing our unemployment to go down. We're down to 6%. So if our unemployment hits 0% and we're still losing people, then we have some sort of obvious other problem. We do have healthcare complaints. Oh, the availability overall is a problem. So what we may need to do is upgrade one or two of our clinics with general hospitals. Or we could just put one somewhere. You know what, we'll just put a hospital here in the commercial zone, period, and be done with it. That should really, because they're the ones that have the biggest problem right now. And now we should have it, if nothing else, at least have enough heal capacity. What was that other one? Average health. Oh yeah, genau, that should now start going up again.
Bank, we want you to trust us with your money. Because it's with your money that we can make you more money. How? It's not funny business, it's money business. You give your money to us and it will grow with interest. That's the plan, at least. Maybe that's
We're
too
hearing
complicated
pings
for you.
everywhere.
Imagine planting a money tree in the
So
ground and
transport,
watering it. Hold on.
mail.
Imagine if you had a money pet
Story
and
on
you fed
mail.
it more money, and after digesting it would.
They don't really have reasonable mail service, do they?
You use a little money to catch a big money.
We'll drop
you know,
one over
just
there.
Come in and talk to us. We have even more metaphors that allow us to avoid saying
Out
what we
here it
really
really
do with your
shouldn't be
money.
much of a
Bad
problem,
Hammer
but
Bank.
we can
Feed
still.
the money monster.
Dinosaurus, the only restaurant with the servers are dinosaurs.
Anarchy that in
Our
here.
animatronics are so real, you'll think a T-Rex is serving you T-bone.
And,
A
we have
pterodactyl
excellent
is
service.
serving you teriyaki. That a brontosaurus is serving you chili dogs. Every dish is an archaeological find, like our stegogetti, our raptor burger Rex, or the pile of crumbled sticky brownies adventurously named the Dino Droppings. So, take a trip into the wild at Dinosaurus. You can dine in or dine out.
Oh, and they don't have post office services at all.
A positive mindset is one of the most powerful
See
tools
if
we have to
if that
improve
doesn't
our
just
days. Even if things aren't
give us
going
that
your
slight
way,
boost.
look on the bright side. Send good vibes into the universe, and the universe will send some right back at you.
And it also creates more city services buildings, which is also another unlock that we still eventually have to get. The servicing services building, or whatever it's called.
Helping hand to get started. Here's a track to set the mood. As always,
Commercial, we're almost there already.
this is the deep
Office, we're getting there. And farther down, there are no more unlocks. Yeah, you know what, screw it. We'll just zone this whole area as offices. At least outside here. Turn off anarchy though. Why did that not get zoned? 113,709. Mm-hmm. We're getting our first residential demands again. And that is excellent. Because you know what we'll do? We'll actually... Ah, but that's normal commercial out there, that's right. So if we want to convert this to residential, then we actually have to place in offices out here. If we want to... Again, I think I'm just thinking this quarter, basically. This fourth of it will turn into residential. We don't want to go down all the way to the waste transfer facility, that's right. So this will actually all stay. But this area can be residential. So, got that done. Let's see how long they take to start moving in. Probably shouldn't take that long because we do actually have demand, but we'll see. And while we're at it, thank you for the follow, device 5227. Welcome to the channel. So what was I doing? I was doing education, that's right. Education. Well, it doesn't really... We have walking paths in there, right? Yeah, so we'll just place it up there and place a high school right next to it. In fact, maybe we'll place the high school. No, that's not going to do us any better, so just put that right here. And then we're going to want child and elder care, of course, as usual. And we'll just do our normal opposite sides of the same road thing. And I think our population may actually finally be starting to come back in. We may even make this entire center area commercial, residential, depending on how much demand we really start getting. I mean, theoretically, we could make this quarter residential as well. In fact, we will. Almost done with this now then. And then I'll take a quick look at the chat. From Brazil! Oh, welcome from Brazil! If that's what that's supposed to mean. There's an I missing, I assume it's supposed to mean Brazil. High school on the other side. And once again, child and elder care. Well, we don't want to necessarily have anarchy on for that. Not if we can find space for them without anarchy. And we totally can, and I think we already have walking paths and everything in here. Yeah, so this is already set up to be more or less residential anyway. And that'll just give our commercial a bit more of a chance to expand into some of the commercial zones we already have. In fact, you know what? Much better idea. We'll just set our commercial specialization over here to organic and local produce. And then it really doesn't matter whether or not we have commercial in here or not. Out here, though, that said. Inside, we still want to keep with leisure. In fact, we can, for exactly that reason, we can actually zone that already. Inside ring low density, outside ring high density. And that should be that. Now this quarter should then also recover, and by having some residential here and here, we'll even have some extra people for this industry area. At least theoretically, they don't really have a way to get over there easily, do they? We may have to change that. Probably just like a... Probably even just do with a walking path. We'll let them fill in first. I'm just glad that we're at 113 or 114,000. It's starting to finally go back up again. That whole we need a high unemployment thing, that almost killed us. But now 4% unemployment. Industry zones are starting to fill in, not getting significant amount of commercial problems. Yeah, I think we're finally over the hump. So tomorrow we can finally start going a bit nuts, maybe really look at options for that farming industry and or a forestry industry. Yeah, I'm really glad we've managed. Yeah, we're up to 114,000 again. Yeah, we also just opened up some areas as well, I mean. So it was kind of bound to happen more or less the way it did. And I think by now having less leisure industry in places where it's not really needed or wanted, I think we should also get less of an issue with leisure industry, leisure commercial, sorry. We should then start also getting less of an issue with, yeah, dumb fuckery, we'll just call it. You know what, we're going to upgrade all of those roads to 4 lanes though, since this is now an industry area. That it removes parking in a lot of spaces, but yeah, parking isn't really something it's that important over here. Oh, that's actually a highway ramp, so that's actually kind of pointless to allow. Well, we'll allow them to go both ways there. Maybe we can turn that into more industry. We'll see how that works out. Because we used to have these highway ramps in because this was commercial and people were just coming in from all over the place to use it. So we'll set up our turning lanes on each intersection. Now we should be fine. And there's nothing really in here anyway anymore yet, so what's coming through there is basically just general purpose cross traffic, so to speak, which actually shouldn't be that much. Oh. That one, of course, obviously also needs to be 4 lanes, otherwise it's kind of pointless. Whoops, didn't want to pause the game. 114,397. Come on, go up to 115. At least do that for me. Oh, wait a sec. We also need to... Where is the district here? One set historical already, and almost more importantly, we need to set a high-rise ban. Oh, we have a high-rise ban in there already. That's okay. Why did what? Okay. I have no idea why we had a high-rise ban in there already, but we'll take it. Turning lanes, for the most part, should be set up in here, but we'll go through the big crossings and make sure. I love the way it removes the lane arrows when it suddenly realizes, oh, nobody here can actually turn off. Makes you kind of wonder why they were put in there in the first place. I'm just going to go with standard video game explanation number 1. Reasons. That should be all of it. Who put a traffic light in there? There are a few street workers in my city that really, really love to put in traffic lights. And then I'm always wondering why traffic's backing up. Did we have anarchy on for that? So, no, in case you were wondering, trees in the middle of the road is not normal. Oh, it's a shadow? Okay. Ah, okay. You are actually from Brazil, so I did understand that right. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to build any real barrios, though. Although I did, in the last build, I actually did have something that seemed kind of similar because it was just so super dense. But with high residential, it really didn't have quite the same effect. Are you going to put that out now? Thank you. But I think... maybe I thought too soon. Although overall it does seem to be going up. I mean, we were down to 113 and we're already back up to almost 115, so we may just add like another little tongue on here. We need to connect these two. Yeah, that's right, we need to connect these two up anyway. What's that? Oh, that's that power line. just come in like over, yeah, here. And hope that that isn't, yeah, it's a hillside residence. It's, yeah, it's all stuff that's going to tear itself out. Just have like 2 or 3 fingers going in out in here. With walking paths going to the other side, of course. Which is then also going to knock out more zoning.
That's why our goal is to give a birdhouse to every bird on Earth. Humans stopped living in trees.
And it really doesn't matter where we decide to go.
Birds indoors with the rest of us. Do your part and text Dirty Birdie to 3030 to donate a bird bath to 30 birdies. You can either be part of the problem or you can be with us, the Forest Foundation.
So this one's also gonna have to go through here.
Tony Magoni, owner of Tony Magoni's Steakhouse. And when people ask me where I get my award-winning meat from, it's from one place, Meaty Bits. No matter what you need, be it a smoked pig, goat by sunset, or a 10-foot alligator and a salty brine.
As far as services go, they should actually be kind of set back in here, right? Oh no, not at all. So actually, 1 child, 1 elder, just to buffer everything else out apparently. Get their own little clinic. Fire and police, come on. At least that's gotta be okay, right? Fire is fine, and police is fine. Trash. It's a story on trash, also fine. So yeah, now we can just then, you know what? We'll just add that on to this district here. And now chuck in some more high density residential. 1,000 people here, 1,000 people there. All makes a difference. Come on, at least break 15,000 by the end of today. That would be nice. They're not wasting any time either. They're just coming right in, which is good. Uh, 2 hours, 17 minutes total. So yeah, we're actually nearing the end of the stream, unfortunately, or the end of this episode. I think we're just gonna wait for this to finish coming in, and then that's basically gonna be the end for today. You know what? We're gonna slightly reroute those power lines. That's just a little bit more space we can zone. Whereas this was space that we were never going to be able to zone anyway. So no reason not to run a power line in there. Yes, and we've hit 115,000 again. We've got 50 people a week coming in. The city has managed to save itself with minimal damage, actually. We've lost about 10,000 population total. Some slight reorganization. And some of this can still fill in, but yeah, we'll just worry about that as it happens. What does our unemployment rate look like? 1%. Excellent. We are... Yeah, so now we're finally back to a working city. That was really 4 hours that I would have much rather spent doing other things. But then again, better to spend those now while the city's still growing, while we still have the ability to make major changes if necessary, than to do it when we've already got like 350,000 people and the game's already slowed to a crawl anyway. Because at least those like 10-week and 20-week things were just done in minutes. Yeah, we are definitely above 115,000. Finally, again. Still not the 120,000 that I had mentally planned out, but it's working. That should... Is that residential far enough away from that commercial? Yeah, I think it should be. There's that much space between. Take a quick look on the pollution map. Yeah, perfect. Should not cause us any grief. And then as more people move in, we'll also then be able to support more industry and more commercial. And we can then get back to building tomorrow. So, with that, I hope you've all liked what you've seen. If you have, feel free to follow me on Twitch or like and subscribe on YouTube. And yeah, you guys have been great. I've been Zerb. And again, if you have any suggestions or comments, feel free to throw them at me on Twitch during the stream or drop them in the YouTube comments. I do actually read everything. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers. And unfortunately for the Twitch streamers, I will actually be quitting now. 2 episodes is enough for one day. And I'm also quite tired. I completely spaced that that the clocks got set back an hour today. I'm actually an hour earlier than I normally would be. Really sorry for anybody who's gonna come in like 15 minutes and hope that they're gonna have a stream. So yeah, again, see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.